Platinum Gang, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Nisi G. I've been a mindset mentor for 4 years, a master cosmetologist for 18 years, and I'm currently studying to become a nurse practitioner. I am obsessed with all things quantum physics, neuroscience, and psychology, and I like to use cognitive behavioral therapy to help you understand what you're doing so you can get out of your own way and manifest the life that you deserve. Today, I want to talk to you guys about Sonder and what that means and how that relates to everyone as you pushed out. There's so many different buzzwords within the manifestation community and especially on TikTok, and it is exhausting to say the least. But I like to take more of a grounded human approach to things to help you further understand. And when everyone was talking about everyone as you pushed out, it literally makes you feel like this person's actions are a direct reflection of your self-concept. But when you look at what Sonder really is, and Sonder is just the realization that everyone else has their own stuff going on. Think about it like if you were ever at a gas station and you're filling up your car and there's people that are coming and going in and out. You can hear different conversations. You might hear the traffic stoplight. You might hear music with one person driving down the street. You might hear, a couple asking how much money at pump five or whatever. Okay. It's also like the realization, like if you're in the city, like if you're in New York or somewhere and you are looking at the building next door to you and you see different people in their window doing different things, it's that realization, right? So in short, Sonder is the realization that each random passerby is living a life as vivid and complex as your own. And we're not going to get into like, you know, random people. What do they call them? I can't think of those like random people that they call them. But when you truly grasp Sonder, it shifts your entire perspective and you stop personalizing people's behavior. I tell you guys all the time, stop taking things so personally. It genuinely has nothing to fucking do with you. Realize it's never about you, it's about them, their fears, patterns, wounds, just like you have yours. This is how we release resentment, miscommunication, projection, and start seeing others through clarity instead of our own wounds. And like I said, a lot of people misinterpret that. You guys know I have my notes, especially when it's a an important topic such as this. A lot of people misinterpret manifestation teachings like everyone is you pushed out and think that other people's actions are a direct reflection of their self concept. That's way too simplistic. Okay. People are not robots programmed by your thoughts. They're responding to your energy and their own baggage. Sandra gives us compassion and accountability. So when you start doing this, you start responding in a different way. You responding in a different way is then going to allow that other person to respond in a different way. Just like I was telling you guys in a previous video in regard to um, people's behaviors and things like that, right? So, for example, if you are someone that feels deeply like myself, me and my middle sister are very, very, very passionate people to the point to where sometimes it makes other people uncomfortable and they can't hold it. And my sisters and I are 11 and 12 years apart. And so I had a beautiful conversation with my middle sister the other day, explaining to her she's still in her mid 20s. She's becoming her own, um, becoming the best version of herself. I'm so proud of her. And I'm not going to keep talking about it because I'll cry. But the case is that sometimes people don't have the capacity or the bandwidth to hold the passion and fire that you give them. And that's not a reflection of me. It is a reflection of you and your lack of ability to be able to hold something so passionate, right? And what I mean by that is you might be someone who's manifesting love or you might have issues within a relationship or a job or friendships or whatever. Sometimes people just don't have it in them to give, and that is okay. That young lady that commented on my body, and I posted the comment in the previous video, that is her that's her. People are in a constant state of projecting. If I'm happy and confident with who I am, I'm going to project happiness and confidence. So when someone comes projecting their shit onto me, I am going to project back out what I want, whether that be insecurity, whether that be security and confidence, right? Like it all depends on you and what you are projecting outward. And I really want you guys to grasp this, because when I was truly thinking in the terms of everyone is you pushed out in the traditional sense that they teach it, I thought, okay, if he goes left, I go left. If I'm thinking sad thoughts, he's going to get that. If I'm thinking happy thoughts, he's going to get that. This community is so fucking saturated with nonsense and bullshit that it depletes me sometimes. But stay with me. It is your interaction with it is what is a reflection of you. I grew up in a 2-parent household. I have a very large family on both sides of my family, on my maternal side and my paternal side. I have so many fucking cousins. It's ridiculous. Sometimes when I'm trying to list them out by name, I can't. And not only am I close to my first cousins, but I'm close to my second cousins, third cousins, fourth cousins. My grandma on my dad's side, my paternal grandma, had a host of siblings. And then those siblings had a host of children and then host of grandchildren. So when I'm saying like my family is large, y'all, I am not joking. It's not normal to have this amount of family members. Okay. And so we all grew up in that sort of environment. But if I'm dealing with someone, whether it be friends, romantic interest, whomever I'm having an encounter with, if they grew up as an only child, raised by their grandparents, had no cousins, no family, their background and what they know to be true to them is going to be completely different than my background and what I know to be true to me. I am the eldest daughter, so I am a little bit more empathetic than people who are an only child. It just is what it is, you guys. This is where psychology comes into play, and it doesn't make the other person wrong. It doesn't make me wrong. It means that's my fucking perspective. That's yours, and nothing's wrong with that. I was having a conversation with one of my best friends. We've been best friends since we were 11 years old. She actually was raised by her grandparents, and she was an only child, and she has one fucking cousin, and her one cousin is also an only child. And her perspective, and she, majored in psychology as well, but her perspective is just different than mine. And it doesn't mean that her perspective is wrong. It is hers. That's why it's called the law of your assumption. It is your assumption and whatever you deem to be true. Just like if you don't resonate with this, click off and move to the next video. But if you want to take a more grounded style approach to things, then listen to what I'm telling you. You don't need to think like, okay, if I am habitually doing something, let's say that you're constantly checking someone's social media. Oh my God, they followed this person and they're doing this, and that, and a third, and yada, yada, yada. You're going to start behaving in a way that is deemed insecure, right? Like you're checking things, your nervous system is going to be in disarray. Your body is giving off impulses at 150 miles per hour. So you knowing that, you're constantly projecting that. Then here comes along this other person that's giving off impulses at 150 miles per hour. And y'all are doing this all day long, broadcasting a signal back and forth to each other, back and forth to each other. You might say, okay, well, Nisi, that is everyone as you push out. No, beloved, this person is over here secure with something. For example, let's take my personal romantic relationship, me and my boyfriend. My boyfriend is cool being by himself. He loves being by himself. He doesn't have an anxious attachment style. I had a very anxious attachment style. So when he would withdraw and go within, it might be because he's sad or overthinking something, or he's stressed out about something and he's trying to like negate that and navigate that the best way that he can. I'm responding insecurely, like, you don't hang out with me. You don't want to do anything with me. Why are you cheating on me? Are you talking to somebody else? Are you doing something else? And he's over here like, what the fuck? I'm just sad today. I'm just going through something, right? And these are real life scenarios that I'm giving you. This is what happens. And then you guys are thinking, okay, I got to think good thoughts, because if I think good thoughts, and they're going to think good thoughts, and they're going to go touch you some fucking grass and hug a tree. That's not it at all. The way that you are interacting with them, the way that you are responding to their behavior is a reflection of you, not that person's behavior itself. For those of you that are manifesting love and you're like, oh, someone commented, actually, I got a really good comment and I will respond. I love when you guys give me comments, and you guys bear with me because I am ADHD and sometimes I'm like not the best at responding, but I try my best. So don't hold it against my heart. But this person had said, I struggle with not interacting with the old version of them. Let's say someone cheated previously and they go out with friends and stay out very late. Am I just not supposed to acknowledge that they didn't come home until 4 a.m. and that's unacceptable to me? So here's the thing, and I'm going to say this very, very lovingly with grace and respect. I wouldn't tolerate something like that if that is not normal to me or what I want. Okay, so with my ex, I had to understand, you guys, sorry, I have a snoring Frenchie in the background. I had to understand that he was raised completely different than me. And so what was acceptable to me was acceptable to him in his household. I grew up Southern in a Christian household, in a Christian family. And it was very Southern, very traditional, like girls don't do this, boys do that. And sometimes that irked my nerves because I'm like, just because I'm a girl doesn't mean that I can't do something. But whatever, I'm raised by baby boomers and all sorts of other stuff. When you know better, you do better, right? So having said that, things that I that deemed important to me were just wasn't important to him. Going out of town or leaving, you would always say goodbye. Like even if I was just going out of the city of Atlanta, driving like an hour north to see my family, I would still have to make my rounds and say goodbye. Like my dad will get pissed off if you do not come and tell him goodbye. It's just like a thing that our family does. His family doesn't do that. My man family now, they don't really do that. So everyone has their own things of what's right, what's wrong, what's a rule for them, what's acceptable, what's not acceptable, right? So for this instance, you're saying that 4 a.m. coming home is unacceptable to you. If something is unacceptable to me, I don't entertain it. And then does that mean like break up or leave that person? Do it that way. You will. I'm not here to tell you to be with someone or not be with someone. I'm just saying that when you have a standard, right? Like we all have a standard. If you're going for a job interview, there's going to be requirements of that job that you must meet, criteria that you must meet. If you do not meet it, you do not get the job. Logically, we know manifestation is different, but logically. So I have expectations of my friends. If you don't meet those expectations, you cannot be my friend. I have an expectation of my hair clients. If you do not meet those expectations, you cannot be my client. I have expectations of you guys when you sign up for those platinum mentorship plans. If your questionnaire is uh coming back sketchy, I will refund you your money immediately because I have an expectation. And if you do not meet that expectation, you do not get my mentorship. Everything and everyone around me has an expectation. And if you don't meet it, you don't get to come. You have to be this tall to ride this ride. And if you do not meet that requirement, you cannot ride the ride. Simple. Now, what does that have to do with your situation? Well, if I have an expectation and someone's not meeting that expectation, then why would I have them in my life? Why are you entertaining things that are habitually hurting you? That is you pushed out. That is your interaction with that person. You're saying this is unacceptable to me, and don't make the mistake that I made, you guys, where if I were in this situation, and I have been with my ex, I would be like, okay, I'm just going to be quiet. I'm going to go within. I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to go within. I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to go within. When you do that, you are creating resentment towards that person, and then you're going to explode one day. I know because I did it and I've seen it time and time and time again. When you're not vocal and taking up for yourself, being vocal and taking up for yourself is completely different than sending long paragraph text messages. You shouldn't have come home that late. That's disrespectful to me. Blah, 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 blah. People know what they are doing. And the only other content creator that I have heard speak about this is Dylan James. I love me some Dylan James, honey, because he takes a more grounded, um, personal approach as well with things. And it helps people click. And if you haven't checked out his content, please do. I mean, he has a huge following, but I absolutely love his content as well. Um, but you have to ask yourself, why am I entertaining someone like this who doesn't see that this is disrespectful to me? Just because someone was raised differently doesn't mean that they can't also respect the way that you dub things, right? Like my man now does such a great job of, oh, this isn't that big of a deal to me, but it's a big deal to you. So let me make it a big deal. Right. He meets me in the middle. And sometimes he's like, I don't understand. Well, whatever. This is what you grew up with. And I'm the same way with him. I'm like, sometimes I don't understand, but I'm like, this is what you need. So I'm going to make sure that I execute this and give it to you. So you have to ask yourself, well, why am I entertaining or why am I dealing with or why am I accepting poor behavior from someone? This isn't what I want. This isn't conducive to the healthy relationship that I desire. And if it's not, then don't accept it. Sorry, you guys, I need a sip of my water. If it's not conducive to what you want, then you don't have to accept it. And then people get afraid to leave that person. Well, then you're just in a different part of your loop. You're going to keep accepting poor behavior that you don't want, keep recreating what you don't want. When you step out of what you would normally do, when you understand your conditioned stimulus, and if you don't know what a conditioned stimulus is, I posted a video about that on TikTok, and it's pinned on my top of my page, and maybe I'll post it here as well so you guys can see it. But when you're recognizing your conditioned stimulus is AKA what triggers you, you hijack that trigger before that trigger can hijack you. When you do that, you can create a different outcome because your behavior is then going to be different. You're not going to have the same repeated behaviors that you would have all the time. Sending long paragraphs, over explaining yourself, teaching someone how to treat you. That's not what you do. Again, people know what they are doing. Some of them don't. Some of them are just going on autopilot like an NPC and just going, right? But that's neither here nor there. You have to go within, and that's where your self concept is a reflection outward by what you're accepting in your reality. If someone is not doing something that's conducive to the relationship that I desire with them, I do not entertain it. I select something different. When I select something different, my behaviors and patterns are going to shift. Just like I have said, okay, I want to be more active on YouTube. So now that I say that, I speak that, I film these videos, I push them out as much as I can because now I am acting and behaving differently. I need to sneeze. Oh my God, I got the sniffles. But when I'm choosing something different, then my behavior is then going to be different. That person will then notice my behavioral change and then they will shift their behavior based off of my behavioral change. Some people might think that that is a game. It is not, it is human nature. I'm not telling you to go play some unhealthy fucking game with somebody and tit for tat. I'm saying that if I am secure and safe in love, that I am going to embody that version of someone who is secure and safe in love. I'm going to do things. And people say, well, I don't know what that's like. But the more you convince yourself that you are this new version of yourself, you're going to automatically do things that you didn't recognize before. It's going to come natural to you. Just like when you become a parent, you naturally know what to do with your baby. It just comes natural to you. I didn't know what to do with my son until I gave birth to him, and I just naturally knew, like, oh, he's hungry. The cries were just different. You just know. It's like a parental intuition, right? And so you just know. Same thing with manifestation. You're pregnant with it. You know that there's a baby in there, and you know that it's cooking, it's incubating, it's coming out. And it does every single time. But when you can extend people grace and say, oh, okay, this is where they come from, and extending grace does not mean gaslighting yourself to accept poor behavior. Extending grace means I see you, I hear you, I understand where you're at. I don't have to accept it though. I don't have to. I can give you grace and like, okay, you're this, you're that. Just like me and my sister have this big capacity to love and feel our emotions. Not everybody has that. And sometimes that makes people uncomfortable. And that does not mean that I need to keep giving it to you. It means that you just don't have the capacity to hold it. You don't have a bowl big enough to hold all this love. And that is okay. And I don't have to sit and wait for you to find a bowl that's big enough. I can if I want to. I don't have to. I can move to the left and go be with someone or entertain someone who already has that capacity. But I, like to extend people grace because I want someone to extend me that same grace and love and kindness or whatever. But I'm not going to gaslight myself into accepting poor behavior because I'm believing that everyone is me pushed out. Everyone is not me pushed out. Everyone is a reflection of themselves, and how I choose to interact with them is a reflection of me. And if I can recognize their inner stuff, then I can understand that that is a reflection of them as well. Let me make sure that I covered all of the topics on my notes with this that I wanted to. Um, but it's even like if someone's acting cold or distant or hurtful, pause and say to yourself, this person has a full, complicated life I know nothing about. Okay. And I'm choosing peace. Watch how much a relationship shift when you stop making it all about you. Sometimes it ain't got nothing to do with you, my love, and everything to do with them. My man sent me this video a couple days ago, and it was about like being afraid in love. And I love, 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 love that he sent this to me because it spoke to like that past version of me that didn't understand, like, is he just having a difficult time loving me? Is he having a difficult time expressing it? Like, what is going on? He just did not grow up in a way where expressing love was free to be yourself. And neither did I, to be honest. But I did have a father who taught me to not apologize for who I am and to always stay true to me no matter what and no matter how it affected other people and their uncomfortability. And so it's easy for me to love. It's easy for me to extend because I know that if our friendship didn't work, if our relationship didn't work, that's on you. It ain't gonna be on me. And what I mean by that is like I'm a loyal traditional person in my relationships, so I don't do anything that would like look shady or whatever. And some people do, right? But not everyone was raised with that. So sometimes it can be difficult for him. And he's learning how to navigate that through me. And that's a beautiful thing. And that's what reflection and true love is when you can take it, not take it personally and say, this is where he's at in his journey. This is where I'm at in mine. I see you. I love you. I respect you. And we just keep doing this where we're just like climbing, climbing. I see you. I'm climbing. I'm seeing you. I'm climbing, right? If your relationship is you did this to me, you're coming home at 4 a.m. This is not respectful, yada, yada, yada. You're feeling like you have to explain why this is wrong or right. I wouldn't entertain that. Just me. I would not entertain that. I would not be with that. I'm not here to teach you how to be a proper human being. Right? Like that's not it at all. But remember to extend people grace. They have their own complex stuff that we have no idea about. And, again, sending long paragraphs over explaining yourself is just not what I'm about. If you need further help with anything at all, you guys are more than welcome to go over to my website at platinumgang.store. Platinumganglifestyle.com has not been updated. The blog is still there, but I no longer offer the traditional video one-on-one mentorship anymore. Instead, I have the 30-day and 90-day platinum plans, you guys. They're absolutely life-changing. I customize it in a way just like you see on these videos. You tell me your circumstances, how you were raised. There's like an extensive list of questions that will pop up for that questionnaire after you complete your purchase. Make sure that you download the PDF. Slow down when you complete your purchase. Slow down. Look at those screens, you guys. Download the PDF, sign it, give it back to me, and fill out your questionnaire. Based off of your questionnaire is how I'm going to make your platinum plan. If you don't fill out the questionnaire, I can't produce your plan. In those plans, I like to use cognitive behavioral therapy, reverse psychology, and neuroscience to help you understand what you're doing so you can stop doing that and start to manifest the life that you desire. Again, that's at platinumgang.store. A lot of you guys were asking me if I still have my self concept workbook and the lifestyle bundle and all that stuff. I don't. You don't need it. Only thing that you need are the things that are on my site. I don't like to overly complicate things. Just like you have shifted, changed, grown, and evolved, so have I. And so has my business. And it will be a reflection of that. And I want you guys to do what is best and conducive to you and what it is that you're consciously creating. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.